Hello, welcome everybody. This is a small presentation with some small demo shows how to create a RESTful services using Apache CXF. What is Apache CXF? It's an open source services framework. Helps you to build and develop services using front-end programming APIs like JAX WS, JAX RS. What is JAX? It's a specification. It provides you specification to create these kind of RESTful services or web services. Then CXF is it's an implementation of JAX. There are similar kind of things like Jersey, REST-easy, RESTlet, and those are providing similar implementation. These services can speak a variety of protocols such as SOAP, XML HTTP, RESTful HTTP, like things. And a bit of history, let's quickly move just to get some idea. Apache CXF is a product of two projects, Celtics and Xfire, hence the name CXF. You might wonder how this CXF comes. Now you know how it comes. Celtics, an open source Java-based enterprise service bus USB project, is a product of Object Web Consortium. Xfire, a Java-based SOAP framework, is an open source project from Codehouse. The communities of both these projects entered incubation at the Apache Software Foundation developed version 2, that's the first version of CXF. And now it has evolved as 3.1 with the addition of new features. Okay, there are a lot of things if you are going to talk about CXF, but for now I am going to make a demonstration how to use Apache CXF to create a RESTful service. Hello, here's the Maven project I have created to make this RESTful service. Now let's create a folder called Java to keep our Java files. Here is the created project. It's created Java folder. Now here's the POM XML, and we need to use some dependencies for Spring and CXF. Here first two are Spring. Dependency Spring Context is here and Spring Web, and then Apache CXF related front-end JAX RS dependencies. And now here's the web XML. Now we need to configure the web XML to create a RESTful service. Now I'm going to create a context parameter, and here the parameter name. I'm giving a parameter name here to the context parameter. Now I'm going to define the parameter value. This is where I'm going to configure my services. It's in the beans XML inside the web.inf directory. Now I'm going to define the listener, a listener class to listen to these services. It's a Spring Framework Web Context Listener I'm going to use. Now I'm going to define the servlets. Here I'm going to define the servlet name. I'm going to define the servlet name first, and I'm defining that CXF, that's the servlet name, and then servlet class. Here I'm defining the CXF servlet class. Okay. Like in Jersey also, we had to define the Jersey servlet, and we need to make it load on startup. And now servlet mapping. Let's do servlet mapping, and we need to give the servlet name and it's CXF, and what next? In this jersey we have to give the URL pattern. Here is the URL pattern to access the services. This is the pattern, this is the path that we need to follow to access those services that we are going to create. Very much similar to the jersey servlet configuration. Here context parameter and listener, and the servlet here is not jersey, here CXF servlet and the servlet mapping. That's it. Now I'm going to create a package to create our web service Java class. Here I'm going to CXF comp CXF test. This is the package where I'm going to keep my Java classes, service classes. So I'm going to create a Java class. Here's the Java class. I'm naming it as REST service. Here is the Java class I have created. Now I need to define this as a service. Service annotation will do it. And a path. To access this service, I need to define a path. This is the path I am defining as a demo. Let's give it as a demo. So now I need to define a service. This is the method that will serve as a service, that will work as a service. I name it as test service, and I need to I'm going to return a string. So just for now I will keep like this to avoid this error. So I am defining a type. It's a get method, get service, and a path. What's the path to access this service? I name it as serve. Let's give it a serve, some name. And here I am giving some parameter. Hope you remember in this jersey presentation also I showed this is the path parameter. So I am defining it in the method as a parameter and giving it a name as name, string name. And when this is the output, and I need to define what kind of output I need to produce. Here I am going to produce a plain text. There are other types, XML, JSON, there are various kind of types that we can produce our output. Here I am defining our service class and a service method. That's what we did. I hope that you remember I have defined some XML inside the web-inf. Beans XML. For what? That's where we are defining our services. Now I'm going to create the beans XML inside the web-inf directory. So this is the bean XML file. What are these? These are like imports in Java. Okay, I'm defining what are the things that I need to use. These are Spring Beans, or the CXF, servlet, and context, JAX-RS, and those things I need to define. Similar to the imports, and I need to define the CXF here. And the context, this is a base package. Where the services is stored is the base. So com.cxf.test, where our service class is located. And define the service. JAX-RS service bean, I am going to define the service class. I have defined it as REST service, so I am giving that name here. It will match that class here. Now let's run it on the server. I'm running it on Tomcat server. Okay, now I'm going to run it. Okay, service is starting. Yes, here's the hello world, and now I am going to give the path. You remember URL pattern I have defined and some path names. What is the URL pattern? It's REST. Here is REST and the so on. So REST and demo and serve, and the path parameter, some value. Here, hello ABC. ABC is the parameter that we passed. Hello ABC or world, hello world is the output. Now let's quickly create a same service, and now I'm going to modify it to use a query param. Okay, now here I'm defining it as query param and some name. Okay, again it's name, and I'm taking it as a string value, and this is the path, and it may serve 2. Okay, now nothing else to change that much, so now I'm going to run it in the server. Okay, server starting. Okay, here's the hello world, and I'm going to give the path rest and demo and serve 2 and path parameter, query parameter name equals my value ABC, hello ABC. If I provide world instead of ABC, it will print hello world. That's it. So that's how we are going to create a simple RESTful service using Apache CXF. So we saw how to create CXF. We saw how to create a RESTful service using path parameter and query parameter. There are a lot of ways. There are more advanced things that we can do. This is just a very small representation, a small demonstration how to create a RESTful service. So thank you everybody for watching this demonstration, and have a nice day.